All right, welcome back. After some technical difficulties, we are live on Facebook and we're kickstarting. This is the Kickstarter Kickstart show, and we're kickstarting Jerome Cabanatan's brand new book, Everyday Blackbelter. What up, Jerome?
I'm doing good, and in that Kickstarter, there's going to be a lot of kicking in it too. So, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Thanks for waking up. I know the morning is different than 1 p.m. over here. So, like, I've had lunch already. I'm on my warm beverage number two.
Oh,
So
all good. Cheers, then.
there
And
we go.
I think we just thought of a slogan too for you, putting the kick in Kickstarter.
Yeah,
So
just right down to the corny title of Black Belter, right?
exactly. Hey, well, so since we're not in CKRS, we're here right on my main feed. We can kind of get to the nitty gritty and maybe talk more generally and talk about it. Tell everyone out there exactly like what your book's about and what it was culled from, because I know it was like culled from many short stories over the years.
Yeah, so it's a collection of short stories and strips that you may have seen in my other zines. My other zines, I have a Black Belter anthology zine, which I kind of it was an excuse to put in a whole bunch of strips and shorts. I wanted it to be kind of like Mad Magazine or like Jim Rug's Super Mag or like Robot Chicken. Um, so like I just had a whole bunch of little short stories. A lot of them came from the ringside anthologies that you do every month.
Nice.
Uh, a lot of them came from there, so it's my favorite strips from there. But I weaved it into like a through line, like a framing device of just a day in the life. So uh, about me managing my work life balance, especially post pandemic. So how much more time I had with my kids and how I make time to draw more stuff, and how my brain has shifted, and our brain has shifted since pandemic. So uh, a lot of the weird stuff that goes into my head, it doesn't stay in my head anymore, right? Because of projects like image grand design and all the stuff all the beautiful stuff that's come from the group. I'm open to writing more and creating more, and I wanted to be able to show all those short stories while at the same time letting the reader know what's been going on in my head and in my life, because they say write what you know. And I think I'm starting after about it's been about 3 years of making comics, like seriously. I've made them before, but
Sure.
it was really that time that really sparked and re-sparked and changed the spark of this love of the comics medium. And I want to be able to share it with the people that I know through comics and the people that I know through martial arts. I think it doesn't really matter how I've met you, I think if I've met somebody and I've been involved with their team, um, I like to be able to uh, try to motivate and pump people up to do more things that they want to do, not necessarily stuff that I want to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's just one of those things that I think I got it from my parents, where uh, whoever you're around, it makes them want to do what they want to do even more.
Ah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that kind being
You're a
that kind
fire
of
starter.
yeah that kind of cheerleader, like ooh, right now, like I like being that. I like being that in everything that I do. So uh,
That's
I wanted to be able to show that, and the the book is kind of like, so I made this. Okay, so this is kind of one of the things that started. So I have my Black Belter anthology zine. So I have like the first 5 issues. The first 5 issues where it just has a bunch of different comics and stuff in there. Um, I just wanted to see what it would look like put together as a trade.
oh
So
nice.
I stitched it together, and I made a hand bound paperback just to kind of feel it in my hands. But then there was a lot of strips there that I thought maybe like I could like cut out. So there's stuff like from my next panel press stuff, like One Stone, and then there's a couple of strips that were just like little pinups. I kind of maybe didn't want those in the book. That's their own separate thing. But I did want to I wanted to have like a nice framing device for all of those stories. Like if I have a weird parody story, I wanted to have me sitting down in front of the TV and watching it on the TV and watching that comic on the TV. If I was writing something weird about my brother or my sister or like my family, it would come from me watching my own kids and then remembering something there. So
Yes. And that's the framing mechanism you're talking
yeah,
about.
that's what it was. Like, you know, I grew up with like the Princess Bride and like the Robert Townsend, the Partners in Crime, Hollywood Shuffle, Dave Chappelle show. Like a lot of I like sketch shows,
Yeah,
but I wanted it to be kind of like a sketch show that had that had a message like as a through line. You know,
that makes
I
sense. Yeah.
like I didn't want it like, yes, I like the random stories, but I want to let the reader know that those random stories did something not random to me, right? And made me appreciate my time on the mats or my time at the drawing table or my time at the park. I
And so
wanted to be able to,
sometimes that showed in like a whole new page or something that helped
yeah,
like frame the previous story and then the next one or something. And
yeah, it's and they're a bunch of short stories, right? They're a bunch of short stories, so you could read them by themselves. You could read them by themselves. Like
they don't need it. But
I think it's one of those books. It would be, I would love to be able to read it on the toilet. It's the perfect toilet book. It's the
toilet
perfect coffee table book because it's uh you
short
can read it,
and
you can read it front to back and it's great,
yeah.
right? You read it front to back, or you can just drop it open, and once you read one of them, there's going to be a beginning, middle, and end of whatever that story is, and then goes off to the next one. And if you really don't like it, like you can tear out a page and use it. It's just a bathroom book, right?
All right, perfect.
That just means you have to buy another one, right? So,
Exactly. Well, so then you're printing on a highly absorbent paper. You're not using glossy or
well, if you're gonna wipe
just
yourself
kidding.
with it, I hope you cut yourself. But
Yeah. Oh, that's so sick, man. So like again, like you're saying, it's good for people in who are like in comics and who are not so into comics because the main character is you. And if they know you, then the book is interesting to them because they see these in and outs of your life and your family, and it's got more to it than just some stories.
yeah, and it'll definitely have some things that I say when I'm teaching taekwondo, when I'm teaching classes. If I'm
Right.
you know, telling a kid like like how to deal with a bully, and then like when is it okay, right? When is it okay? When what's the line of when they deserve it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And being open and honest with that, and uh, also a lot of things of just memories of my kids setting traps for me in the house.
Yeah.
It starts off very early. There's the It Got Done, the short that I did in for Wizard 2, which
Mm.
is like the love letter to the Image Grand Design crew, right? Because uh, it saved me, right? It saved me, and I think it saved a lot of people. And I wanted to be able to show that, and you know, not to say that it doesn't bring a whole other stress too, because now that I have a feeling of like, oh, I can make comics now, yay, that's great. But then there's also that feeling of, oh, I'm making comics now, they have to be good. And it brings it, as much as it's like, oh, you wished for this, Jerome, you made your bed, right? This is like, now you got to do something with it.
Yeah.
And I want to show that part too. I want to be able to admit the stresses and admit the vulnerability, and just show that we're all just trying to truck through it. And I think it'll relate with a lot of people. I think kids would enjoy this. I think kids would. There's a lot of it is an all ages. It's safe. It's appropriate. It's
Sure.
an all ages book, right? It's an all ages book. But I also think it would really resonate with the adults that are adulting and are having a hard time with it, or maybe feeling insecure because it's not easy,
Yeah.
because it's not, right. You know,
Yeah.
being 40 when you're 40 is completely different thinking about 40 when you're 20.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to show that, yeah, it, you know, it was stressful in 20, it's stressful at 40, but you
Yeah.
know, but if we have people that we can connect to, then it's worth it, and we're still here. And I want to be able to show that. I want to be able to show that, and I want people to feel that from the pages. right?
Yeah.
It's not right. I don't think I'm groundbreaking in any kind of philosophical thing, but I'm I am expressing, right? I am expressing at the core root of me. So whether it is me as a teacher, which is me as a student, me as a husband, father, friend, weird guy with a pencil, I'm ready for it, right? I'm ready
Yeah.
for it, and I'm ready
And
to
people
I'm
can
ready to
relate
show.
with each one of those stations and each one of those like jobs, so that they can find something in this book to really enjoy, no matter where they're from, kid to adult, I think. And
That's
even
right.
adults who are like, oh man, I wish I could start drawing, or I wish I could start making comics. You have comics about that because, just like you said, you had to get off that next level. And you're someone that, like you said, we've been working and making comics together. You leveled up a million levels. You went from like Mega Man 1 to like Mega Man X5 in the last like 2 years, 3 years that we've been hanging out, because like you went from making comics with a mouse on an old computer you found in your dojo. Is it dojo? Did I say it right?
Yeah, it'll go Jang, but yeah, we get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Trying to be cool with the lingo. And then to now to this point where, like, you recently did, made work on like, you know full sheets and shit, you know
Yeah.
and
Oh,
so
and I
tell
have
us about that journey.
yeah. Well, when I made the first comic, so that's Tree Kids of Troop 44. That was when I finished competing, and I wanted to run an after school program, and uh, I I I used to think that you needed a computer to make a comic, like to make it professional, right? So that was my excuse of like I don't have a computer, so I can't really make them. It'll be something in my head. But a family of one of the students that I teach was had an old Mac, and like said, "Could you use it?" And there went my excuse, right? There went my excuse, and I had to make it, and uh, I made the whole thing with a mouse and a trackpad on a laptop. So that was really happy, but the, I ended up uh, watching like when COVID hit and we were all started working together, and I started seeing what everybody else was using. Right down from like a tablet uh, to the iPad to when I would watch you guys like ink and draw like on like real paper like and which shouldn't have been that much of a surprise, but I always thought there was like such a huge gap between something finished and something that started on paper. But uh, you learn that there's so many ways to make it happen, and uh, there's also so many excuses that people can put in between to make sure that something doesn't happen. And uh, the guys got me excited, and I wanted to make sure that that stuff happened. So I started experimenting with like the iPad, and started uh, using like sketch cards. Like I'd go to like the dollar store and get like the big Bristol board because I didn't want to pay for like a pad because I wasn't sure. And then I started using. I acquired a bag of ballpoint pens and Sharpies, and I've just been using those until I think I started doing actual original art starting from like last year for Tree versus Fox, and I'm gonna be giving some of that out to some of the backers because I don't know if you remember the final fight scene in in Tree versus Fox, which the whole thing is the fight scene, but the like I actually made I did each panel, so they were like those. I made each panel on cards, right? I made each panel on cards, and then I assembled it. I assembled it on my iPad. So anybody that gets like a sketch card or something will have I can draw something, and for as long as I have these, I'm gonna just drop them. I'm gonna drop them in the envelopes for people too.
I'd say.
Um,
And that's the
and
original art. Like, that's the
yeah,
original comic
yeah,
pages from the other story.
and the whole thing for me was it was justifying it. It was a process in justifying its value, right? I
Yeah.
had a hard time saying that that this is a $200 piece of art or $300 piece of art. It was hard for me to kind of just say,
Yeah.
but I had no problem saying that this is a $20 sketch card. right? And then that
Sure.
felt a little bit more comfortable for me.
Well, yeah.
So I was able to, so that's what I did. And now for anybody that gets a sketch card and of whatever they want me to commission to draw something weird. They want me to draw them in a bunny costume. I can draw them in a bunny costume, like whatever.
You've
But
done some amazing stuff for me, man. Every time I get something from you, it's got some other amazing drawing. I got Monkey Lion on the wall right there. You did. I got a Grendel Nightcrawler. I got a couple different Grendels from you. It's like no matter what you get from you, it comes full of like your energy and your like
yeah, it's
positivity. It's really cool.
thanks, man. That's what I want. I'm
Exactly.
small enough that I don't think I can like look over any kind of package to make it not personal, right? For as long as I can do a handwritten note, I'm gonna do a handwritten note. And when I can't do a handwritten note, then I'm gonna photocopy a handwritten note and sign my name at least a bunch of times,
Yeah.
right? I want people to know that this is a person, not a corporation. And it, if it happens to build in that way, that's fine. But I want it to be the most personal corporation that people have come in contact with, like Cosmic Lion, right? And any of my all my envelopes are drawn on, right? That's not printed,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
not printed. And I think I would like to be one of those creators that anybody that buys anything from or they support, they feel like I'm gonna get more than what I asked for.
Yeah.
And I'm always gonna try to give more than what's asked, because um you know, as much as sometimes people be like not trying is cool, I never grew up that way, right? I
Yeah.
never grew up that way. It was maximum effort with everything, right? And
Yeah.
like if you're like you don't want to leave half ass somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You want to use the whole thing,
The
right?
whole ass.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, so being able to where was I about the sketch cards?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then most recently for Ghost Agents, I worked on an original page.
Yeah.
Big. I think it felt a little bit awkward to actually draw on something that big for me. So I still have to find out what works best. But it was fun being able to do it. Now that I have it, I do have a bunch of original art pages from for this book. So I was happy with all of my stories, but then when October hits, and then you have all the Tober prompts. I chose to use the kayfabe Tober prompts, and I rather than doing it like each individual cards, which I've done before, I've just used it in Sketchbook, um, or into one big image, right? Because I was gonna do that, but then somebody else was already doing that. Somebody else was already
Gonna do
Chris
it one
Willett.
day.
Is it Chris Willett? Is
I think so.
that the
Yeah, I
guy?
saw him today, or saw his final piece.
Yeah, and it's nuts. And I was like, I don't want to like copy. That's cool, but he's already doing that, right?
Yeah.
And he's already doing that. So I would take like three or four of the prompts, and I'd fit it into some wacky story,
Yeah.
fit
That's
into some wacky story. So I'll have those pages there. I I finished it to get the prompt down, but then there's things like backgrounds, and I want to throw in some extra characters, some extra indie characters. I want to put in uh I want people to see and be like, oh, I know that thing from the group, right? It's like, right, I know that thing from the group.
that
Like, oh,
character.
yeah, I know that character. Oh, look, there's that guy. He's that kid with the glasses is walking through a panel. Oh, I know that comic.
Hey, that's the maker. The maker.
Yeah,
No, that's the power.
yeah. And
Sorry.
then or just having the the monkey lion tape gun hanging around somewhere, right? That was
Yeah.
so uh things like that I want to be able to do. But I do
Sweet.
have it's a 12 page story. So I have 12 pages. I'll have 12 pages up for grabs
Yeah.
that people have. And
Oh,
right,
and 12 pages original art, you're saying?
yeah, 12 pages of original art. um uh, if I end up doing the cover like that, then I'll throw that in. I'll throw that in too. But right now, I'm just trying to. Uh, I'm playing fit in with all the pages right now, and so
Nice.
you've made a whole bunch of books before. You know how that process is. Ooh,
Yeah.
but,
And collating and getting all the little mini comics into one thing and how you gonna
yeah,
group
and,
them and how you gonna
and you're like, oh, the edge got cut off here. Okay, I have to redraw that part, or then I will look at some of the older strips and just be like, you know what, I could leave it, but I won't because I know how to do an eyebrow better than that now, and I'll just adjust it. But the heavy lifting's done. The heavy lifting's done. So I'm really happy, and I'm gonna get to roll out some of the pages that I haven't even like posted on like my Patreon or anything like that. It's just been like journal comics for myself, journal
right.
comics for myself to kind of get myself through to the get myself through to finish the next book or the next page of whatever, because you know that the that that uh, that next panel press schedule is like, oh, gotta get that one, gotta
It's
get that
crazy.
one done.
Yeah. And you've
Yeah,
really kept up with that, and that stuff is amazing too. That are you gonna put all that out in another book too, all your one stone strips
yeah.
from Next Panel Press at Next Panel Press on Instagram?
Yes, there we go. Yeah. So once one will be its own book, its own book. I'm thinking late next year. Late next year. I think that's around the time the third one will finish, and then that one I'll put together. I'll redo some of those pages because you have to go back and
Yeah.
and touch it up a bit. But um, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. But I had to make sure I wanted to take it out of the Everyday Black Belter. I wanted Everyday Black Belter to feel um,
Like its own thing,
to,
maybe.
yeah, to feel like its own thing. It's right. It's UHF, right?
Yeah.
I
Like
want
changing the channel.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was the vibe that I wanted from the beginning for it when I first did Black Belter. I think my first goal was I wanted to make it I want to make it quarterly, right? I want to make it quarterly.
That's right. You
So,
did do that.
but yeah,
But now it's the
and
collective.
by saying quarterly, all I told myself was that means I have to make 4 this year. I
Exactly.
have to make 4 this year,
Whatever quarter is fine.
and I made 5. All right, and I made 5. So I'm like, okay, done. Now I have to turn this into a book. So I turn this into a book that is going to be more than just uh, random stories. I needed to put something in there where I'm gonna say something, and it seems like that's how I've been making my books. Is I have not. I think One Stone is probably the thing that I've made beginning to end and just made it all sequential. Everything that I've done since has been uh, it's been patchwork, right? Like so, Tree versus Fox. You know, none of those pages were done in order. Uh, Haya the handbook, I made it was 3 workbooks, and then I fit in a chapter in between all 3 workbooks. So I'm kind of finding the way that finding my process for making books now.
Yes.
It's
And like
always
really
gonna be
honing
different.
it in. Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Just really honing it in and getting
yeah.
it down, like
It's like it's just like how I do a page, right? How I do a page. I don't go from top left all the way down. It's
yeah.
I'll do a pass and then a pass and then a pass and then a pass. I'm like, oh, okay, now it looks right. Sometimes I'll do color first. And um, yeah, that's me rambling about the book, but that's why we're here.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's go over to the Kickstarter now. Let's check out the Kickstarter. And we got some people. Well, shout out Jason Lapidus, who said, good afternoon, Jerome, and good morning, Eli. Shout out to Jeremy Lott, who said, thanks for the reminder. He's getting in. Adam Lemno
Sweet.
said, you're the best maker in the community. And Jamie Jones said, very exciting. Hell yeah, guys.
Oh
All right.
yeah,
Let's get over into the Kickstarter here. All right.
everyone's saying some very very nice things.
Do you want to watch your video? You say you just did it.
Yeah.
All right, I got to share again so I can share sound and optimize for clip. All right, there we go. Okay, got it. Let's do this. Let's check out the Kickstarter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You can't hear it? Yeah.
Hello, Kickstarter. My name is Jerome Cabanatan, and welcome to the Kickstarter for Everyday Blackbelter. You might know me from projects such as
Image for Amazon, Ghost Agents, What They Now, Tree Kids of Troop 44, ABCs of Haya, Haya the Handbook, Tree vs. Fox.
I'm here today to let you all know about my latest Kickstarter for Everyday Blackbelter. It's a collection of comics from the mind of a martially artistic family man, which is me. It consists of
Good one.
my favorite strips from the past 3 years that I've made, but it's weaved into a narrative that's a caricatured view of the work-life balance that I try to maintain as a martial arts instructor and a cartoonist and father and husband. It's a rhapsody of comics that's inspired by every pop culture thing that lives rent-free in my head and my heart, with a variety of comics ranging in genre from action adventure to comedy to anecdotal to parody and anything else in between that comes from my brain. I've chosen to use a local printer instead of an on-demand service or going overseas. I believe in indie work and I believe in supporting local. Any of your support goes to support an indie artist and a local business as well. Follow this campaign, back it, and share it when you back it. Everyday Blackbelter, coming to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Nice, dude. Nice. You heard that and everything? You hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. That worked. Hell yeah, dude. And look, you got 29 bucks already. That's your
Oh,
mom.
and that's American bucks.
Oh, all right. There we go. Oh, you got to convert. You got $40 Canadian. All right, hell yeah. So
Okay.
let's see what we got. So we got all right, Jerome Cab. Here we go. First thing, digital comics pack, which is like, oh shit, everything, all of your books.
Yeah,
At once.
it's pretty much it. That's over 500 pages of 500 pages of Jerome Cab Haya comics, and maybe not even all Haya stuff, but
Yeah. Dude, 15
that's
bucks.
it's
That's an amazing digital deal right there.
yeah, and really, if somebody decides to, somebody from Europe says, okay, I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna buy the digital pack, but I want to bootleg it for my friends and print them. Like,
You're
I'm
down.
not going down to Turkey and be like, hey, Ozan, what's up, right? Like,
You're like, go
print
for
them, yeah, print them. You know who I am, right? You know who I am. You know what I do. So,
Yep. That's
so
how
yeah,
I
the
feel
digital
about
pack,
it too.
I want to make sure, and I want to throw in. There'll probably be more than what I have listed on there, but the people will just have to go pick it up.
Pick it up. All right, cool. So that's a digital comics pack for 15 Canadian, about 11 US. So here's the fundamental tier. That is
Yeah.
the book, a locally sourced book that you printed. This is the full book, 30 for 30 American or 30 Canadian, 20 American. And how many pages is the total big book?
It's at least 120. Right?
It's nice, yeah.
It's at least at 120.
Okay. So this is
There
a
might be
trade. This is a trade
yeah,
paper.
it's a trade. It's a trade. It should be. It'll be 6x9. It'll be a 6x9 book. So
Okay.
it fits in. It fits in right next to like Bone, right?
Oh, gotcha.
You want to set it by Bone. You want to set it by Amulet. It's right there.
So not as like small as a mini comic collection,
No.
not as big as a
Yeah.
regular comic, like right in like maybe manga size about.
Bigger than Tankobon. It'll be bigger than Tankobon. It'll be as big as High the Handbook. I do like that. I do like
You
that.
keep it in that. Got it.
Yeah.
So you can put your.
I like that. I like that size for this comic. For Tree versus Fox, I needed to go magazine size because there's some stuff I want to do. But this is one of those books that I'd like people to, they want to have it close. It's not.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be stuck on a shelf. It's one of those things that are out.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. All right. So then we got the early bird sketch cards packet, and this is what you were talking about. So in addition to the previous tiers, you can get the early bird sketch card package, and they can choose a custom ink drawing on a 6x9 sketch card and get a panel of the original art from Tree vs. Fox. That's huge.
Yeah. So they'll get one of those, and if they ask for a specific one, if they already have it and they ask for a specific one, then
yeah,
I'll see if I'll see if I because I sold a couple already, but it's I have most of them still. So if they ask for a specific one, I'll see if I got it. And if they're just like whatever, then they're getting the whatever one.
Hell yeah. So if you get that one, message you immediately to try to get the panel you want. It's gonna go.
That's right.
All right, these are the deluxe sketch card package, which you get a
The same.
custom by 9 drawing and a panel of original art.
Yeah. So it's the same. It's the same
Okay.
thing as before, but it's just
Bigger.
not the early bird. So you save time.
Oh, I see. Early bird scale. Okay, all right. So yeah, get in on this one fast because it's going to sell out and it's going to be over in 14 days, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, sick. Gotcha. All right. Oh, hey, look at that one. I recognize that one.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what I was talking about, y'all. This is in my collection in the books over there, with even right next to Matt Wagner's own Grendel sketches. Hell yeah. All right. So in addition, you get a full commission on a 9x12 black and white ink drawing or digital commission of color. Oh, nice. That can be used for anything like posters, cards. Now, see, that's good to lay out. So you could get someone, say they want like their logo or they want something, crazy like that. And you're straight up giving them the clearance. You can use it for posters, cards, profile pictures, anything.
Oh yeah, like whatever t-shirt stuff.
That's great.
Like Dan Goodwin. I did a digital one for Dan Goodwin for Tree versus Fox. I did one of his characters, and he's chucking it in his book. So
that they're using it. Hell yeah.
That's cool. But I want to be able to give some people some some paper stuff too, if they're down for it.
Yeah. And something custom and one of a kind, that's what's one of the things that makes Kickstarter so cool when done by an indie artist with, I guess, time, who can really personalize it to the buyers.
And then I think those the guys that, if anyone gets a commission, I do have one more Tree versus Fox sketch cover. So if they're like, let's not put it on a 9x12, can you throw it on that sketch cover? Whoever asks for it first, I'll use that one, because I don't need a blank in my house.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, sick. Okay, so here you got the original art package too. So you'll get original art of the page of your choice in addition to all the commission tiers. Damn, dude. Okay. So these really build. And and original page from the Kayfabe-tober story you were talking about.
Yeah. So yeah. So those ones actually look cool, because like I was like working with like a brush pen, and I haven't really done those too often. So I did a couple like practice stuff, and I realized like, oh, I like this one. This
is good.
Like so I made a bunch of mistakes. I've been using like microns.
These ones, the ones from Rick.
No. It's some Japanese, but like Kuretake, is it? I don't know. I can't read it. It's beige.
Yeah.
It's beige, but I like using that one with with a bunch of microns, and if I need to, I'll throw in some Sharpie, like if there's like the stuff that doesn't need as much detail. But it's been fun. I actually got the like a Strathmore, like proper Bristol. I didn't go to the dollar store and cut and be cheap. I was like, okay, yeah. I'm investing now.
Yeah, that's good. You got to invest in your art.
I think I like this I like the size of it, the like playing with an 11x14, right? It kind of makes it more like magazine proportions, but that's just it's just a matter of editing some of that stuff out. But that's easier to have on the table. I find 11x17, I have to turn the paper a lot. And
you need a lot of room on your desk.
I'm right now, I really like to use 11x14 or 2 9x12s.
Taped together.
Like 2 9, not necessarily tape it, but just
that way you can
know that this is I turn it sideways, and this is just half the page.
Got it.
Right. So I can't do any splashes with it, but I think if I was to do a strip, I think 2 9x12s would be kind of cool.
Yeah. And dude, the next tier here, 350 Canadian, 256 US. Get one of these bad boys.
Yep.
The Etch-a-Sketch with an original drawing of whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like this.
And I'll do a sketch card for you too, just because I'm shipping it off anyway.
Hell yeah. Right. How long did these take you? Like, how long did this Turtles one homage take you?
I think it was like maybe hour and a half total of using it. So I'll do like 45 minutes, go eat some lunch, come back,
Yeah.
finish it up, and then it'll take another like hour and a half to cut open, right? Like to cut open and to make permanent and do all that kind of stuff. And that's actually where the big stress is, right? That's where the big stress is, and that's where that's where the money goes.
Yeah. Well, because then if you mess it up, if you shake it a little bit, it's done, huh?
Yeah, it's like you can't let it touch the opposite part. But I'm getting a handle on it. So,
well, I love the one I have. It's truly a conversation starter.
Sweet.
So another thing I like to do here on this show is to just throw my money right in and pledge and get it going. So I think I'm going to do the early bird sketch cards package.
Sweet. Let me know what you need, or if you want me to just do whatever, and I'll do that.
What do I want? Don't know. I have so many great pieces from you already. Ooh, I could. Oh, and so here's another thing we can talk about too is add-ons. You can add on the One Stone and Mystery Zine pack. Jerome is king of bootleg, so this is something I would say you would want to add as a Mystery Zine because you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. So the thing is with the One Stone and Mystery Zine pack, I have One Stone 1 and 2, and I'm gonna add I make a bunch of zines, so I can't tell you at the time of when I ship these out. I can't tell you exactly what zines I'll have.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch. So like there's like the X-Men Elsewhere ones. I got the Peter Chung Scott McCloud stuff. I got the How Biff Pops, the Kurt Busiek, Scott McCloud, Marvel DC crossover that they burned all the remaining copies in like 1979, but I have them now and they're not burned.
I unburned them just for you.
Yeah. So
and then all the past collections for you.
Yeah, and then so that we got Tree vs. Fox, ABC Zahaya. You can get another Black Belter copy, Haya the Handbook, Trick is a True 4. I'll be shipping those out, and I didn't actually put it on the campaign, but I have no problem signing it if somebody wants it signed. But if you guys want to keep it not signed, then that's fine too. I'm probably going to sign in there inside one of the pages anyway. A lot of the Tree Kids books, there's an extra page. There's usually an extra page at the back that I like to draw a picture or write a note on, just because that's how it's always printed.
Yeah.
So it was printed. So
in there. All right, I'm going to stop the share here now so I don't flash my credit card information on the screen. But boom, backed, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Hell yeah. And this truly just launched moments ago. So get in there. The link is in the comments. Back Jerome Cabanatan. He's a nonstop work machine, an amazing comics person, inspiring 40-year-old man.
41.
41? Oh, dang. Nice, dude. You're getting there.
But it's still fun. It's still fun. So,
it's still fun. 40's the new 20. You know? Once we get to 70, we'll bring out new hearts.
My knees won't agree with you, but
knees and monies.
Yeah.
Different. All right, Jerome, thank you so much for joining me. And we're going to get this up on YouTube, and we'll have it for all you people. So get out there and back Jerome's book. Say it with me, Jerome. Don't just read more comics.
Be more comics.
Yeah. Woo!